Hey Griffins, hey, this is Coach Barge. I'm the Activities Director, Assistant Principal, and A-Plus Coordinator here at Winnetonka High School. And you are going to be listening to and following along our A-Plus Tutor training that we've developed for you to be able to do this online anytime, 24/7, using Canvas. Like I said, I'm Coach Barge. I'm the A-Plus Coordinator along with the Assistant Principal and Activities Director here at Winnetonka. Our A-plus administrative assistant is Miss Megan Bayless, and she is amazing. She's housed out of the SSC, and she's going to be your first stop for everything A-plus. You can check into the SSC at the front desk and ask for her, and she's one of the awesome admin assistants back in counseling. And so she's going to be the go-to person for any A-plus questions that you have here at Winnetonka are going to start with Miss Bayless, and then she will coordinate with me if I need to be involved in anything after that. Welcome to the A-Plus program here at Winnetonka High School. This training is meant to try to help make the training for you as easy as possible. As you know, or may not know, you have to do this training to be able to do any tutor hours here at North Kansas City School District. You'll be able to start earning your 50 hours of required A-plus training after this is over. Keep in mind that you have 4 years to complete that 50 hours, but we suggest that you get started early. And that's why we made it as easy as possible to train you so that you can start your tutor hours as soon as possible in your high school career. A little background on A+. Here's the goal of the A+ program. Starting with the Missouri, and just a little background, A+ is not a Winnetonka or North Kansas City specific deal. It was actually started by the state of Missouri, and they're trying to develop higher education for Missouri students. As part of Senate Bill 380, the Outstanding Schools Act, the State Department of Elementary and Secondary Education created the A+ program, and there's 3 goals for the A+ program that they had in mind when they developed this program. They want all students to graduate from school, in high school and college. All students complete a section of high school studies that is challenging and also trying to make learning an expectation. All students proceed from high school. After they finish their high school career, they want you to go on to post-secondary or vocational or technical school and earn a high wage and have a great life. And that's the whole big main goals for the A+ program. A+ student benefits. So here's what you will get if you complete the A+ program. Tuition to any Missouri public community college or public vocation or technical schools. Scholarship opportunities to certain participating Missouri universities. And also students may receive a maximum of 6 semesters. So you're looking at 2 years. Must be enrolled as a full-time student and maintain a grade point average of 2.5 or higher on that scale of 4.0, and these benefits remain available up to 4 years after your high school graduation. So when you go on after you graduate from Winnetonka High School, you actually have a 4-year window to be able to use your A+ benefits. Show me the money. So here's the most important thing about the A+ program. The state of Missouri says you can use your A+ benefits at MCC colleges in the summer after you graduate. You may not use A+ in the summer between when you initially graduate from high school. So that first summer you cannot use the A+ benefits, but after that first fall semester or spring semester if you're an early graduate, you can use A+ in the summer. And then always check in with your 4-year universities about which classes can transfer. So if you're wanting to go to MCC and then off to Mizzou, you're going to want to look at that ahead of time and make sure that that works for you financially with the A+ program. You also must enroll as a full-time student, which means taking at least 2 3-hour classes in the summer. So you have to be enrolled as a full-time student. And remember that A+ pays for tuition and does not pay for your books or course fees. So if there's anything on top of the tuition, you're going to have to pay for that out of your own pocket. Here's where we get into the student eligibility and how you're going to obtain your A+ money. You must attend an A-plus designated school, which Winnetonka is. You must graduate with at least 2.5 GPA on a 4-point scale. The graduate with a 95% or greater attendance record. So that's the one that really we want to focus on, because that's going to be the one that kids struggle with the most. They are paying you to come to high school. So the A-plus program is paying you for your attendance in high school, and that's why they have a high standard of percentage for attendance. That's, again, once again, that's 95% or greater attendance to be eligible for your money after the high school career is over. Maintain a record of good citizenship. Avoid the unlawful use of drugs and alcohol or acts of violence. Those are ones that, as I've been a part of the appeal process, those are almost always going to be denied when someone appeals the use of drugs or a violent act. Just to let you know, you're going to want to make sure that you keep a good citizenship record. And once again, this is the state of Missouri with these standards. Perform at least 50 hours of unpaid tutoring and or mentoring, which is connected to the North Kansas City schools and is supervised by a district employee. There are a couple of things outside of that we can talk about, but that's the standard, is that you have 50 hours of unpaid tutoring, and we have lots of opportunities that you can do that within the North Kansas City schools. Complete and submit your FAFSA form. We have college advisors here and counselors that can help you with that. That's a federal student aid report that you have to fill out to be able to be eligible for your A-plus money when you get to college. And then male students have to register for the selective service if applicable. So that's what if you're a male student over the age of 18, you're going to have to register with the selective service to be able to get your A-plus money. There were some new eligibility requirements that were added in 2015. Beginning with your senior class of 2015, you also have an academic piece that is tied to end of course exams in Algebra 1, Geometry, Algebra 2, and you have to have you have to be advanced or proficient in the EOC, Algebra 1, Geometry, Algebra 2, and you have to have a 17 on the ACT math portion or a qualifying ACT math score with your GPA. So the higher your GPA is, the lower that your math score has to be, and that's a sliding scale that we can show you in the SSC. Mrs. Bayless can show you that if need be. But the focus is on getting better at math. So just so you know, that's the reason that the state of Missouri put that new eligibility requirement in 2015, is there's an emphasis on improving math skills of graduates. Okay, here's our tutor expectations. We want to make sure that you are helping the students when you're tutoring. The state of Missouri wants students to find extra help so that they can improve their academic achievements during high school. And what we want to make sure is that during your tutoring process, if there are frustrated students, if they're falling behind, if they are needing a tutor because they just don't understand what's going on, we want to make sure our tutors are showing compassion. We want to watch for that light bulb moment where you may be able to reach a student and help them, and always be encouraging when you're working with your students through the A-plus tutor program. Also, tutor responsibilities: dress appropriately. Language, we want to make sure that a lot of times you're an older student that's going to be working with a younger student, so we want to be at our very best in using proper language. Positive attitude, like I said, you're going to sometimes deal with students that are very frustrated, and just stay positive with them and trying to help them through the process. Always use good judgment. The proper touch thing, we want to make sure that if you're working with younger students, especially in the North Kansas City School District, they're going to be kids that really look up to you, and they're going to want hugs, and they're going to want to be close to you, and we just want to make sure we keep that appropriate to where we just tell the kids, hey, we're here to help you. Maybe a little side hug would be something that would be appropriate, but we want to make sure that we're doing things as a professional would. And like I said, be professional and be dependable. If you're supposed to be somewhere, be there. And if you're not, for a good reason, you need to communicate and make sure that that person knows why you're not going to be there. And then also, we want to keep everything off of social media. We had some things happen where we had some tutors that were helping kids, and they took a picture and tweeted, and we found out that student did not want to be, the parent of that student didn't want that student to be on social media. So we just want to make sure we don't do that, even though it is a great experience for most people. We're going to keep it real, keep it good on the social media stuff. Okay, to get started, here's what Miss Bayless will have a bunch of information for you to pick up after this tutoring session is over, after we teach you what you need to do. There's some paperwork that you need to sign. There's also a tutor log sheet that you're going to need. So make sure that to get started, we want to make sure that you go to the SSC and see Miss Bayless and get all of those requirements out of the way. There's going to be, read the instruction log carefully. There's a time, and make sure that you've done that appropriately on the tutor log sheet, to where you are logging and signing the district employee every time. And then it's really important to make sure you keep a copy of that tutor log sheet. We've had people fill it all the way out and lose it last minute. So make sure that as you're updating that log sheet, the green sheet, make sure that you're making copies or giving Miss Bayless those to work with, so that she can always have an updated version of, or the most updated version that we can of your tutor log sheet. Okay, here's some tutor opportunities here at Winnetonka. You have a senior year tutor where you can work with your instructors and your counseling department to get you in as a senior year tutor when you have the availability of that in your class schedule. Summer school around our district, we have thousands and thousands of students that need help. We have the elementary SAC club, which is adventure, where we have those early before and after school work that you can help with. Summer camps, sports band, etc. Middle school camps, after school assistance at Winnetonka. We also have the SSC that is always looking for good student tutors. We also have the Winnetonka academic blitzes that are sometimes once a month, sometimes once a semester. So those are one thing that we're working on because we have the SSC. The academic blitzes have sometimes been something that haven't been heavily attended. Okay, class of 2019 diploma requirements. Here's what, starting with the class of 2019, you have to fulfill 20 hours of community service, and you actually can do that if you're part of the A+ program. You can do that. Your 20 hours will be counted as part of your 50 hours for completing the A+ program. But we also need to keep track of that with Mrs. Bayless and the SSC. So make sure that you talk to her to keep up with that, and we'll make sure that that's headed in the right direction. Once again, your 20 hours required for graduation in the North Kansas City School District will be taken care of if you are working on the 50 hours for your A+ program. Community service. Here's what hours can be completed within the community. There's a packet that we will have that has a big long list of things that you can reach out to, and you can find that in counseling with Miss Bayless. You can see her before you earn your hours to make sure that they're going to count. We just want to make sure anytime that you're doing hours for community service that you check in with her before, so we can make sure that that works in your favor, so that you're not doing something that you shouldn't be doing to get your hours. Sign and turn in the sheet today. So after watching this, come and see Miss Bayless and make sure that you've completed all of the proper paperwork after you've watched this document or this tutorial on your tutoring training. If you have any questions at all, go ahead and start with Miss Bayless and the SSC, and then if she can't get that answered for you, then we'll get it taken care of from there. We thank you very much for being awesome Griffins. We look forward to getting you headed in the right direction for your A+ completion. And if you have any questions, once again, start with Miss Bayless and the SSC. And thank you very much for your time. And do your best out there. Make the Griffins proud.